3, 2, 1. Good evening, I'm Bernadette Maple, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. This space is for those carrying a love that did not end, only changed. If you are listening tonight while navigating the quiet after years of companionship, know that you are not expected to be strong here. You are only invited to breathe, to listen, and to receive words meant to comfort rather than fix. These affirmations are offered gently, without urgency or expectation. You may take them in fully or simply let them pass over you like a soft tide. Wherever you are in your grief, you are welcome exactly as you are. I'd like you to make yourself comfortable in your safe space and take in a deep breath and slowly release and settle into quiet mode whilst you listen to the following comforting affirmations. I honour the love that shaped my life, knowing that its depth is a testament to how fully I lived and how deeply I cared. I allow myself to grieve in my own time, without judgment, comparison or expectation, trusting that my heart knows the pace it needs. I recognize that the pain I feel is not weakness, but evidence of a bond that mattered, a connection that was real and enduring. I give myself permission to feel sadness, longing, confusion, and even moments of peace, understanding that all of these emotions can coexist. I remember that love does not end with physical absence, and that what we shared continues to live within me in countless quiet ways. I'm allowed to miss my partner deeply while still allowing small moments of comfort or calm to enter my days without guilt. I trust that my memories are not chains holding me back, but bridges connecting me to a life that helps shape who I am today. I remind myself that companionship changes us forever, and that the years we spent together remain a permanent part of my story. I am patient with myself on days when simply getting through feels like an achievement, knowing that survival itself is strength. I acknowledge that loneliness after loss is not a failure, but a natural response to the absence of a presence that once felt constant. I give myself grace when routines feel empty, understanding that my world is relearning its shape without someone I loved. I am allowed to speak my partner's name, think of them often, and carry them with me without needing to explain myself to anyone. I accept that grief does not move in a straight line, and that setbacks do not erase the progress I have already made. I remind myself that I am still here, still breathing, still worthy of care, compassion, and moments of gentleness. I allow my body and mind to rest when they are tired from carrying sorrow that has no clear weight or shape. I trust that my heart will slowly learn how to hold both loss and life at the same time. I recognize that the love we shared helped make me who I am, and that nothing can take that away from me. I understand that laughter returning does not mean I have forgotten, only that I am human and still capable of warmth. I allow tears to come when they need to, knowing they are a language my heart uses to release what words cannot. I remind myself that healing does not mean erasing the past, but learning how to live alongside it. I accept that some days will feel heavier than others, and that this does not mean I am going backward. I honour the years of partnership by treating myself with the same care and patience my spouse once showed me. I am allowed to take comfort in familiar memories, even when they ache, because they are proof of a love that was real. I recognize that my identity is evolving, not disappearing, and that I am allowed to grow into this new chapter gently. I remind myself that grief has no deadline, and that there is no correct way to mourn a life shared. I give myself permission to seek support, knowing that leaning on others does not diminish my strength. I understand that feeling lost does not mean I am broken, only that I am navigating unfamiliar terrain. I allow myself to find meaning in small acts of care, such as preparing a meal, stepping outside, or resting when needed. I trust that my heart knows how to survive, even when my mind struggles to believe it. I acknowledge that the quiet can feel overwhelming, and I remind myself that silence does not mean abandonment. I hold space for gratitude alongside sorrow, recognizing that both can exist without cancelling each other out. I remind myself that love leaves an imprint and that my life has been permanently enriched by what we shared. I am allowed to feel anger or frustration at the unfairness of loss, knowing these feelings are part of honest grief. I trust that my connection to my spouse does not end, but transforms into something quieter and enduring. I allow myself to imagine a future that includes peace, even if I cannot yet imagine joy. I recognize that surviving loss does not require me to be strong all the time, only sincere. I give myself permission to move slowly, to pause often, and to rest without apology. I remember that companionship shaped my heart and that my capacity for love remains intact. I allow myself to carry memories forward without letting them weigh me down entirely. I trust that the bond I shared continues to influence my kindness, my patience, and my understanding of love. I remind myself that it is okay to feel disconnected at times and that reconnection will come gently. I honor the life we built together by continuing to care for myself now. I allow moments of lightness to return, understanding they do not diminish the depth of my loss. I accept that grief may soften over time without ever fully disappearing, and that this is natural. I recognize that I am learning how to live again, not replacing what was lost, but adapting to what remains. I remind myself that love does not demand constant suffering as proof of its existence. I give myself permission to feel proud of the years we shared, even when remembering hurts. I trust that my heart will continue to open in safe and meaningful ways. I acknowledge that I'm allowed to rebuild routines at my own pace. I remind myself that my worth was never dependent on being part of a pair, even though partnership mattered deeply. I allow myself to be comforted by the thought that I loved well and was loved deeply. I recognize that grief is the price of love and that paying it means the love was real. I trust that even in loneliness, I am not truly empty, only missing something precious. I allow myself to breathe through moments of heaviness, knowing they will shift eventually. I remind myself that I can carry my spouse's memory forward through the way I live, love, and care. I accept that I may always miss them, and that missing someone is not a flaw but a reflection of connection. I understand that healing does not mean forgetting, but learning how to continue. I allow hope to exist quietly, without pressure or expectation. I trust that my life still holds meaning even as it changes shape. I remind myself that I am allowed to take up space in the world even in grief. I honor my journey by being gentle with myself today. I accept that love continues even in absence. I allow myself to keep going, one breath, one moment, one day at a time.